I thought you were reading the book.
I was.
Don't you look awfully sad for someone reading a story? Is something wrong? What happened?
I don't know. I got bored after some time.
That's a bummer. Well, which story were you reading?
I was reading The Hack Driver by Sinclair Lewis.
What? That's a great story. Actually, you know what? Since you're so bored to read the story, I'll narrate it for you.
Yes.
Once upon a time, a young man, after graduating with honors, became a junior assistant clerk in a law firm. The main job for him there was to serve summons. Once he was sent to a small town called Newmillion to serve summons on a man named Oliver Lutkins. He was needed as a witness in a case and had ignored all the letters sent to him by the law firm. The young clerk's expectations of Newmillion being a sweet and simple country village were severely disappointed when he saw the streets filled with rivers of mud and wooden shops either painted saw brown or there was no paint at all. There he met a man who looked as if he were in his 40s.
I want to find a man named Oliver Lutkins.
I saw him around here about an hour ago. He's a hard fellow to catch though. Always up to something or the other. He's probably trying to start up a poker game in the back of fridge. Most folks around here call me Bill or Magnuson. My business is called William Magnuson Fancy Karting and Hacking.
Alright, Bill. Shall we proceed to Fritz?
Yes, Lutkins is just as likely to be anywhere. Have you seen Oliver Lutkins around today? A friend of his is looking for him.
Yes, he was in here a little while ago. Guess he has gone over to Gustav's to get a shave.
Well, if he comes in, tell him I'm looking for him.
Then they drove to Gustav's barber shop.
Have you seen Oliver Lutkins as of late?
I haven't seen him and don't care to, but if you find him, you can just collect that $35 he owes.
Bill then guessed that Lutkins might have gone to Gray's barber shop. They're told that he had left for the pool room 5 minutes before they came in. When asked in the pool room, they're told that Lutkins bought a pack of cigarettes and left. The young clerk was not even attentive to the case of Lutkins while listening to Bill's rough opinions about his neighbors. As the clerk was really hungry, he suggested,
How about something to eat? Let's go to a restaurant and I'll buy you lunch.
Well, I ought to go home. To the wife. I don't care much for these restaurants. Only 4 of them, and they are all bad. Tell you what we will do. We will get the wife to pack up a lunch for us. She won't charge you more than $50, and it would cost you more for a greasy meal in a restaurant. And we will go up to Waits Hill and enjoy the view while we eat.
although Bill was quite an amazing guide, the clerk had to pay him a hefty fee. Luckily for the clerk, he had charged the whole sum to the firm.
So the clerk is not too honest, isn't it?
The clerk found it refreshing to hear Bill's voice. Bill told him all about the village and its people. Continuing their pursuit of Oliver Lutkins, Bill asked for Lutkins to one of his friends.
Have you seen Oliver Lutkins? We need to find him as soon as possible.
Oliver's gone to his mother's farm, 3 miles north.
I know Oliver's mother. She is a terror. I took a tongue out there for her once, and she almost took my skin off because I didn't treat it like a box of eggs. She is about 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick and quick as a cat, and she sure can talk. I will bet Oliver heard that somebody is chasing him, and he is gone on there to hide behind his mother's skirt. Well, we will try her. But you would better let me do it, boy. You may great at literature and law, but you haven't had real training in swearing.
Upon reaching the home of the mother of Lutkins, Bill goes up to the old woman and says,
Remember me? I'm Bill Magnuson, the carter and a hackman. I want to find your son, Oliver.
I don't know anything about Oliver, and I don't want to.
Now look here, we have had just about enough nonsense. This young man represents the court in the city, and we have a legal right to search all properties.
You search all you want to, if you don't mind getting burned first.
Let's get out of here, or else she will murder us.
Since it was a one-story house, Bill and the young clerk looked around to find any trace of Lutkins. Unfortunately, there was none.
Lootkins is good at hiding too.
The mission was an utter failure for the young clerk, but the things he had heard and the experiences he had made the trip somewhat worth it. Unfortunately for him, his chief was not too happy about this.
What were you thinking? Didn't I send you to New Mullion to find Lutkins? Are you out of your damn mind?
Sorry.
I am assigning you and another one of your co-workers back to New Mullions. At this time, you better come back with
The
him.
young clerk was surprised to see Bill along with the mother of Lutkins on the station platform. Strangely enough, the old tigress, Lutkins' mother, was there talking and laughing with Bill, not quarreling at all. Then the young clerk told his co-worker,
That's a fine fellow. A real man. I spent the day with him.
"He helped you hunt for Oliver Lutkins?"
Yes, he helped me a lot.
"He must have. He's Lutkins himself." Bill and his mother burst out laughing on seeing the young clerk, and Bill begged him to go to his neighbor's house for a cup of coffee.
I told them about you and they're anxious to look at you. They are about the only folks in the town that missed seeing you yesterday.
The end.
That wasn't boring at all. In fact, it was a great story. I never expected Bill to be Lootkins himself.
Didn't I tell you it was a great story?